What's up, everybody? Three and a possible here. Got the whole squad here. So this is going to be the trade deadline edition. Three and a possible. We got one NFL story that we got to talk about because it's taken over all of the sports world. Um, but so guys, let's just get right into it. Brian Flores is suing the NFL. He is bringing a class action suit against the NFL. Brian Flores himself is specifically named the Miami Dolphins, the New York Giants, and the Denver Broncos for racial discrimination in their hiring and, in the Dolphins' case, firing process. So I'll try and tee this up for us real quick. There's a lot to unpack here, but let's start with the Dolphins. So Brian Flores was fired. He was fired because he apparently, or according to the Dolphins, allegedly is what I meant, allegedly could not get along with people. Um, and not football reasons, because he purely couldn't get along with people. That's what the Dolphins said. Brian Flores then brought up that the Dolphins tried to pay him $100,000 in his first year to lose. So he's going to get $100,000 for every time the Dolphins lost a game. He rejected that, obviously, and ended up winning 5 games with the worst roster in the NFL. That following offseason, when Tom Brady was going to be on the move, Stephen Ross wanted him to illegally tamper. This was before Tom Brady was technically a free agent. He wanted him to go meet with him on a yacht and try and get him to come to the Dolphins. He said no to that as well. So that's the Dolphins side. They try to use the angry black man stereotype as their justification for firing Brian Flores, and he's pointing out, no, they were being completely unreasonable and trying to make me cheat. So that's not me being difficult to work with. That's me just abiding by the rules of the NFL. Now let's go to the Denver Broncos. He interviewed with the Broncos in the same hiring process when before he ended up eventually being the Dolphins head coach for 3 years. He said the Broncos showed up an hour late to their meeting and appeared to have been drinking all night. Now the Broncos have said no, that's not true. We were on time. And then John Elway said if it appeared that I had been drinking all night, it was because we completed an interview the previous night before, late in the night, and then flew overnight to go meet with Flores, and the only time that we were given to meet with him. That is the Broncos side of the story. The Dolphins have obviously denied all the cheating allegations, but fuck Stephen Ross, I don't believe that for a second. And then the Giants, which seems to have the most, seems to have like the smoking gun, at least in all of these. He had an interview. He did not get hired. The Giants hired Brian Daboll. Both Daboll and Flores both worked under Bill Belichick with the Patriots. Bill Belichick sent Brian Flores a text like, "Hey, congratulations, buddy. It sounds like you're the guy. You got the job. Congrats." Brian Flores was very confused by this, and so, "Are you really?" And eventually said, "Do you know you're talking to Brian Flores?" Essentially, and he said, "Oh shit, I misread the text. I fucked that up. My bad." Basically, what we have there is that the Giants had already decided they were going to hire Brian Daboll, and we're just using Brian Flores to satisfy the Rooney Rule, which requires you to interview 2 black head coaching candidates per cycle every time you're going to make a hire. So that's all the stuff that's come out so far. Hugh Jackson, former head coach of the Browns, has said the Browns tried to pay him for losses. That's kind of come out of all this, and there's plenty of other examples where we've seen the sham interviews. There's too many to list at this point. So, Joe, kind of give me your reaction to the Brian Flores news and lawsuit, because this is going to be a big deal in the NFL.
All right, first, man, I didn't know we turned into first take with that long ass 4 minute soliloquy to start the show. That shit was long as fuck. But
It's not a soliloquy, it's
second,
outlining every single thing that happened. It's a laundry list.
that shit was so long. You right though. That's the crazy part. That shit was so long. And it's so messed up. He has so much to back it up. Like, come on, man. This is a black guy in his prime. He got a head coaching job. You already know when you're a black coach in the NFL, you get one opportunity. And if you don't make it work, you really don't get that many second chances. So you know he has to have plenty of stuff to back up this lawsuit. And for the New York Giants, you can just look at the data. They're the only team in the NFL to never hire a black coach. I don't believe anything you say. You
Not the
didn't
only
give this
team.
man
Not
a
the only
chance. You just had
they
him there
they
for the
are
Rooney Rule.
I think the Giants are one of 13
They're
teams
like
that have
they're the
never hired
only
a black
team
head
that's
coach.
well, okay. They're like the only team that's never had an active head coach that was black because they other people have had interim coaches that have been black.
Oh,
So
okay,
there
like
is like a
interim.
little
Okay.
stipulation there, but I know
Yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. So I don't believe nothing they say, and then I 100% I believe exactly what he says about the Broncos too. I think that these people already know that the interview's a sham, so they kind of just go in. They know they're not gonna pick the guy. They just trying to fulfill the Rooney Rule, and they just come in half-assed because they know they're not gonna pick the man. So I just hope he actually wins because it's a crazy sacrifice. I don't think I would have made that sacrifice because look at the black GMs that are in the league. Look at the other black coaches that are in the league when they do get a chance. They don't go
One,
around
one,
hiring black assistant coaches because they scared. I don't blame it. It's my job or your job. So it's kind of just a shitty
right. I think
situation.
there's
So
now 3
what
black
can you really
GMs
do?
after 2 were hired this cycle.
But yeah, I
I
mean,
think that's
okay.
right. And ironically, one of the black GMs is who was with the Dolphins, where Flores just left. Now, very clear, it was taken out of Chris Greer's hands. Stephen Ross fired Brian Flores, so we're not gonna try and pit those two against each other here. But I want to talk about something you just brought up, Joe, where you said you don't think you would have done what Brian Flores has done, because I've seen a lot of people that are like, oh, this is supposed to be a guy of integrity. Well, why did he just let it happen when it was all happening? Why didn't he say something right away? So I would just like your response. It's a very stupid thing to bring up. It's a very people think they're playing gotcha, but just let's highlight how stupid that is, Joe. Let you kind of respond to that as well.
Well, come on, man. How many opportunities do you really get as a black guy to get this job? And it's one of 32. It's a precious job. There's only 32 of these in the entire world. Like, you're going to take advantage of that opportunity because it could be life changing, generation type wealth for your family. Like, come on, man. You're going to take that opportunity. But at the end of the day, it gets to the point where you're
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
okay, I'm going to have to make this sacrifice. Not every man can do it, but every few do is say, I'm gonna have to make this sacrifice just so other people don't have to experience this.
right. And the thing with the Dolphins is, like, I think he could have swallowed the pill if it was just like, okay, the owner is trying to cheat. I mean, obviously, he came from the Patriots. They did a lot of cheating, right? But it's the combination of then you're trying to say that I won't cooperate with, I can't work well with people. All right, fuck you, because I'm not willing to cheat for you. Like
Because I won't
that's
cheat.
not me being, non-cooperative. That's bullshit. So Devion, I know you're not a big NFL guy, but we kind of before the show discussed what's kind of been going on. But give me your kind of thoughts on the situation from where you sit.
Sound like he telling the truth. It's not above the NFL, and they ain't above, what I'm saying, all that scandalous shit either. And it looked like I'm a casual watcher. I ain't gonna lie, but it seemed like half the teams that he named, it's like ain't no way in hell like y'all not tanking. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit that was happening in basketball. It's just about him proving it. Yeah, but he'll probably, they say he probably is settled outside of court. Probably won't even make it. But he'll probably never work in the NFL ever again. So I hope that bag big enough.
Oh, it's a wrap.
Yeah, and see that's what's sad about it, because Brian Flores is only like 40 years old.
Yeah.
Like he had a very long career ahead of him. So I mean, I hope he gets another chance. He's still technically a finalist for the Saints and the Texans job. Now I don't know if you would want the Texans job after how they just did David Coley.
Why
But
would you?
really, yeah, I mean, it's a crappy situation. And so far, we had 9 head coaching opportunities this cycle. I think 6 now have been filled. No black head coaches.
That,
So
Yes.
we currently have 1 black head coach in the NFL right now.
that's a good look
So
for whoever does
and
like hire him, whether, what happens with the lawsuit, whoever hires him, that's really a good look for him and kind of sets
I mean,
the,
the,
Or
the
is he
one
just
thing that I
gonna be
think
a
Flores has
token?
going for him is
Or
if,
is he
if you
just
just
your token to
objectively
get people off
look
your back?
at what he did with the Dolphins, he can help your team win, right? So, like, we've seen that will trump some things. So that's where I'm hopeful he'll get another job. But it's tough to say. My biggest issue with all the people that
It's
are
a
trying to like
wrap.
come at Brian Flores is just like you've seen you've seen the NFL's history with this. So, like, we know everyone knows there's an issue. So, like, why are you trying to, like, so quickly say, oh, no, he's lying? You have no idea. You have no idea. And then John Mara, the owner of the Giants, saying he made some snarky little comment, at the very end of his statement, which means that he had, like, lawyers look at this and then sent out. Brian Flores himself said in a CBS interview that, every coach should be able to hire the person they think is the best person for the job. And that's exactly what we did. John Mara, you guys have never hired a black head coach. That is clearly not what you're about, because the math ain't math in there. Like, your organization has been around for 100 years. Ain't no way in hell the best head coach for the job was never black. That just is impossible.
Do y'all think Flores would have been a better coach than that dude for that position? Yeah. See,
I think so.
They
I think
hired
Brian Flores was
Joe
the best
Judge,
coach
who
available
was
after the
a
Dolphins fired him.
special teams coach. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Judge, special teams coordinator for the Patriots. Like, come on. What are we doing here? But all right, enough of that. I think we're all rooting for Brian Flores. Let's go to the NBA. It's trade deadline season. I think the trade deadline is in 6 days. We've had one trade go down today, and fellas, I'm really still trying to figure it out, like the point of it. But here are the details. The Clippers traded Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, and Keon Johnson with a second-round pick to the Trailblazers for Robert Covington and Norm Powell. Joe, make some sense out of this for me.
Man, I haven't looked at the salary cap or the money, but when you hear it, that's the only thing that really makes sense to me, because it doesn't make sense. Like we were talking before the podcast, it don't make sense for either team. Like, I mean, when you look at the Trailblazers, you basically got rid of two of your best defenders, and you guys already suck at defense. Damian Lillard's gone. Like, this just seemed to me, CJ McCollum next. That's what I'm waiting for. That was the biggest thing I thought when I saw this news. CJ McCollum next, because everybody out of here. They finna just blow it up. Because why else would you make this
Pelicans
trade?
do seem to have interest in CJ McCollum.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Yes, they do. I've seen that. With Zion?
Devion, CJ, BI, Zion.
That'd be
like,
nice.
Okay, kind of starting to do some things. But Devion, what do you think about the Clippers and the Trailblazers here? I mean, I don't get it.
I don't get it either. But I knew the Blazers was gonna blow that team up. The Blazers, that's like the only thing I've been saying that they should blow it up, because you stuck there. Then Norman Powell is gonna go to the Clippers and just play fucking defense. That's it. He gonna play defense. Not gonna really. He might. I don't know. Was he supposed to be filling in roles if somebody else gets sick or can't play and they're not healthy? And then that trade was just fucking stupid. Yeah, I agree with Joe. I think that might just be some dumping of contracts. Portland's obviously trying to start over. Get what they can, get with it. It just makes no sense, because you ain't winning with those types of trades. Norman Powell's a good player, though. Good pickup for the Clippers, but not necessarily like the best fit. You know what I'm saying?
But what are the Clippers gonna do?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
what do they think they're gonna do? Kawhi's not coming back this year.
Yeah.
PG is still gonna miss a lot more time. Like, Norman Powell's not gonna hold you afloat.
Great player. That's it. So it's almost like cool.
So the only thing I can think of, and I think I looked at. I read this somewhere, so I don't know. I haven't fact checked this, but the Blazers are like $50 million into the salary or into the luxury tax, so they're trying to get under the luxury tax. But I mean, that would kind of what Joe said. That would lead me to believe that like CJ's got to be going too, because Eric Bledsoe I don't think is cheap. Like, I don't think he got a cheap contract. So
let me look at contract.
Yeah, I don't get. Like, here's my thing though. Like, the thing is, like, usually when you do like a salary cap dump like that, you're at least looking for like to be able to take a flyer on a player. Like Eric Bledsoe, we know what he is. Justice Winslow, we kind of know what he is, and he had never been the same since he had those back injuries. I don't know much about Keon Johnson. Maybe that's their flyer, but like in a second-round pick, like
undersized.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like you didn't get a lot of upside for giving away like Covington would have been coveted by anybody trying to compete for a championship this year. So I just have to believe they could have gotten something better than what they got for Covington and Powell. They both would have been coveted by teams trying to take that next little step to separate themselves. You think like a Milwaukee Bucks wouldn't have wanted a Covington to replace like a PJ Tucker
Yeah,
that they're missing from last year? I feel like there was something probably a little
Good
better out there
point.
for him.
bro.
But
Bledsoe, his contract, bro. He getting $18 million this year and $19 next year. There ain't no cheap contract for them for that type of player.
What?
All right, but let's talk
Damn.
about the Ben
That's
Simmons
a
stuff.
terrible organization, bro.
Terrible.
I don't know why. I want to stick with them, but I feel you, bro. Do what you do.
All right, let's talk Simmons. Let's talk Simmons. So there's a couple different teams that have been rumored for Simmons. Philly has said and sometimes not said, I guess, that they do or don't want to contribute Tobias Harris in the trade as well.
They don't know what they want.
And I think a lot of that comes down to Harden. They want Harden ultimately out of all this. So the Nets have now said that they're open to trading Harden. Minnesota has said they are open to trading for Tobias Harris with Simmons. So maybe they would be willing to get just Tobias Harris while Simmons goes elsewhere. So let's kind of play around with this idea. What do you guys think happens here? Do you think Simmons ultimately gets moved? Did Daryl Morey play chess while everyone was playing checkers and we were all doubting him, but now he's still gonna get his guy James Harden? Like, how do you guys think this all shakes out, Joe? Why don't you start us off?
Man, all talk. I don't think the Nets are willing to trade James Harden right now. I just don't. I think they're gonna wait to see all three of them together. They're just waiting for Kevin Durant. James Harden don't gotta be great if you got Kevin Durant and Kyrie there. James Harden can just be doing exactly what he's doing right now, and they gonna win most of the games. So I'm not concerned about that. Man, Ben Simmons, they're gonna get. I don't even know what to say about Ben Simmons, man. He's so to this point, I don't even care about him, man. Like, what championship team can take you this year? Your trade value is whack right now. So I just think Daryl Morey gonna be stupid and wait till the offseason and trade for James Harden if the big three don't work out. I think that's what he's banking on.
Devion?
Shit. Fat Boy might be gone. Like, for real, like, if they agree to take Tobias Harris, they gone. Chunky. I would make that trade. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know the contracts are kind of big, but James Harden's not producing how what you pay. You get paid $40-some million, almost $50 million a year to not score, give terrible stats. Shit, I just pay less for Ben Simmons and get a player who can't shoot. You getting two players that can't shoot, but at least he can facilitate, and he plays great defense. And Tobias Harris just make up for where those two are slacking off. Because Tobias Harris is consistent. That's one thing I can say about him. He's consistent.
I don't think there's any way that the Nets can land both of them. I don't think that'll fit.
You'll probably have to, because I think that's what, like, $70-some million between those two contracts. It's something like that. Like 70-80 million between those two contracts. So you might have to keep Ben Simmons and trade and get some shooters around you or some shit. But I would trade if I was Brooklyn. But I would make that trade because I think they're gonna get stuck with an ass like James Harden. Like, for real, it's go great player, but you're not gonna yield no type of results. Just put somebody around Kevin Durant. Whether they can score or not, Kevin Durant go take over that offensive load. Him and Kyrie together is enough offensive. Put some defenders around him, people who can shoot, and stretch the floor out. You good. James Harden is just an expensive body at this point. I'll trade him if I could.
Yeah, I mean, James Harden is leading the league in turnovers per game.
Yeah, free points.
So that's free points for the other team. He does not play defense. I mean, I just retweeted, I think it was either earlier today or yesterday. Someone put this thread together of their most recent game, and it was of James Harden's defense, and it was pathetic. Like, it was back to those days where, like, he was getting all those clips with the Rockets where, like, somebody would just go right by him and he just, like, kind of look at him, like, do like a little swipe, but like not even trying. It's like, part of me thinks he's trying to get traded now. Like, he's doing what he did to get to the Nets to now get out of the Nets to go to to Philly. If I'm Brooklyn, I would do Harden for Simmons straight up. I don't even care.
That'd be cool.
I'll just do it straight up.
That'd be cool.
If Philly would do it, easy, because James Harden, I don't think you're going to win with. I just don't think you're going to win with him, and I think, I don't want it to happen. Honestly, as a Heat fan, I want them to keep James Harden because I don't think there's a chance in hell they win with that big three. But I think if the big three becomes Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons, and Kevin Durant, I'm scared of that team. I am scared of that team because
that is scary.
You all of a sudden have Kevin Durant and Ben Simmons who can guard 1 through 5. That's all of a sudden becomes a very versatile defensive unit. You've got an unselfish player in Ben Simmons. You got Kevin Durant who can score whenever he wants to. Kyrie Irving can score whenever he wants to. And Ben Simmons, they're not going to try and be the Sixers. Like, well, Ben, we need you to shoot threes. No, Ben, you can be technically the starting 5 and bring the ball up and facilitate and dunk the ball. That's all you got to do. And he would be perfectly happy and content and would. To me, that's a perfect fit for Ben Simmons. If Kyrie Irving can't check the point guard in this game, Ben will go get him. They can play Claxton to guard the 5. They could do so many different things if they just swap those two, and I think they're so much better with Ben Simmons and James Harden.
Yeah, somebody will take.
That's my opinion.
Trade with Tobias Harris. Somebody will take. Like, if I was a failing team, I'd take Tobias Harris. Like, he might not.
If I'm a good team, I'd take Tobias Harris. If I'm say you're the Hawks that are just okay, I'll throw in like a Bogdanovich or someone to get in like a 3-team trade there to bring Tobias to my squad.
That'd be Tobias on the Hawks.
There is rumors.
That would not be bad.
There is rumors the Hawks are trying to give John Collins and Bogdanovich and some draft picks for Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris or Seth Curry. I'm saying.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay, I got to think on that one a little more. But let's move on to the Pelicans. I mentioned them a little bit earlier, how they might be in the mix for a CJ McCollum if the Trailblazers are willing to get rid of him. They are apparently looking to acquire like a fairly big-time guard. So De'Aaron Fox, CJ McCollum, kind of names like that. I don't know if Tobias Harris would quite be what they're looking for. Not really a guard, definitely a forward, but interesting because they're not doing well right now. But like you get a nice big time guard like that, pair him with Zion and Bi. Okay, I kind of see a little something there. Well, so what do you guys think about that one, Joe? What do you think? You a fan of it or nah?
It's a wrap. Nope. It's a wrap. They should Zion not staying. It's a wrap. They got one more year of Zion. It's over.
I agree.
They can try if they want to, but it's not going to be no point.
They got at least 2.
Is it 2 years? It's over. It's over. He's not coming. It's not going to work out. The man, I'm worried about.
Zion's going to sign
weight.
that max deal injuries with the Pelicans. Then, yep.
Man,
yeah.
He's easily forgotten about down there with New Orleans. He's easily forgotten about. He can sign him a 2-year player option deal and then get the max again later. He can do something, but he does not want to stay in New Orleans. It's a wrap. They shouldn't even try. They messed this up. It is what it is. Now they gotta suffer the consequences.
Devian?
I ain't gonna say they messed up. I'm cool with a guard because really, to be honest with you, you really need somebody like CJ McCollum probably would be a good fit, but De'Aaron Fox would be a really nice because you need like a running gun guard who can handle the ball but also can be off ball and do a couple things. Because you got a couple ball dominant people really like Bi is best, in my opinion, when he's dribbling. When he's doing 1-on-1, Zion's the same way.
Yeah.
So you gotta find somebody who can do like running gun with them. So I don't see Zion leaving. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. If Zion leaves and leaves that type of money on the table, he hated that organization because I'm not walking away from that type of money. Not my first contract.
That's a lot of money.
He'll do the Anthony Davis thing.
Yeah. sign it.
Like
That's fine, but I'm not leaving that type of money. And what is he, like 22 years old? Like,
Shit.
I'm not
If that,
leaving that type of money on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, go get your bread first, and then if I'm the Pelicans, I'm just go. You know what I'm saying? I'm a pretty much say I got at least 3-4 years maybe to try to be in a playoff team and try to win something. A good guard would be a good fit for him. You know, running gun guard. That would be a good little look for him. It's the Pelicans. No matter what they do, they go suck. Just be real. It's the organization. It ain't the players. But De'Aaron Fox would be cool. I really would like to see McCollum on there. That would be fun. But I don't know how many games they will win with McCollum. I think they'll win more games with De'Aaron Fox than they do with McCollum.
21.
So, but that's
I'm a little different on that one. I think they need more of a 2, like a straight off ball type defender. Shooter. I'm sorry, player on offense, because we found out last year Zion is best when he's got the ball in his hands. Like, we don't need Zion as the 4. We need Zion playmaking. So I don't think you want De'Aaron Fox, because then you're not really utilizing De'Aaron Fox because he's a point guard. So I think you want somebody like CJ to play off ball, play with BI. I mean, maybe even move BI, because I just don't think BI and Zion are a good fit, if I'm being completely honest. So
that's a good call.
I think BI's got a lot of value. I would maybe. They're playing a little better now, so I don't know if they'd be willing to do it. But like, I would maybe call the Celtics, Jaylen Brown, see if he's available. I think he'd fit a little better. I don't know if he'd want to stay in New Orleans, but I just would explore other options. Like Zion, you need people that will play off of Zion and not need to dominate the ball to take away from Zion. So I think CJ's perfect. He plays that role really well, where he can be like the catch and shoot guy, but can also create his own shot. I think you need someone like that. A Buddy Hield would be a nice pick if they want to do something with the Kings.
That'd be a really good fit, honestly.
So a couple options there. Let's last bit of trade news though. Knicks are potentially discussing a Julius Randle trade, trying to swing Julius Randle for De'Aaron Fox. Now, I don't know that the Kings are interested in this at all, but I saw this thrown out there that the Knicks are trying. Life comes at you fast, Julius. He was the man in New York last year, leading them to the playoffs. Everyone loved him. This year, he's given the thumbs down to the fans, saying "shut the fuck up," and shit happens. So, Joe, do you buy into this? Do you think the Kings would do this? Like, I can't see the Kings being interested in this at all. But Joe, I want your thoughts on this.
Hell no, man! Come on, man. I told y'all last year the Knicks weren't that good, man. They would have been in the playing game last year if they was in the West. They were not that good of a team. And it just happened. When you in the league long enough, everybody talented in the league. There's a point where you peak out your potential. And last year, that's what we saw for Julius Randle. He did the best shooting from 3 he ever done. That was the best you ever going to see out of Julius Randle. And now he's going back to the mean. He's going back to what he is, an average player who shows a lot of potential, but all he has is a left hand. Take away his left hand, he ain't got shit. It's that simple. He got hot last year. This year, it ain't it. Y'all tried to make it work out with Julius Randle, Kemba Walker, and Evan Fournier, and this is what you get. And now you got no trade capital out of it because your team is trash. You did the same old Knicks. You got all hype last year for nothing, and look where you're at. You the same old Knickerbocker bum-ass motherfuckers.
Teffion.
Yeah, that's real. Oh man, if I'm the Kings, I'm not doing it. If I'm Julius Randle, I'm trying to get up out of New York as fast as possible. You know what I'm saying? So this particular trade, don't think it's gonna actually happen. If the Kings are this dumb to do that, somebody getting paid on you like literally it's some money.
If they do that, De'Aaron Fox said, "Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I'm not playing anymore."
Yeah,
That's what happened.
he's got to want it. They're gonna have to be getting some money or some type of incentives outside of the NBA for it. You know, but this particular trade, nah. But if I was Julius Randle, I'll try to get up out of there because fuck, you want to play for a team, they turn their back on you, and you the best thing that happened to the Knicks in a long. Well, Knicks just suck. It's the Knicks, like what Joe said. I'm getting up out of there, but this particular trade, nah, I don't think that's going to happen. Especially when you got other. I could trade Fox for other players, like good players, like really good players that can help my organization. What the fuck I'm gonna trade for Julius Randle for?
I mean, Julius Randle's a nice player.
He ain't the value.
He's not a franchise changing player.
Fuck no, that's what I'm saying. You ain't getting that type of. You get way more for De'Aaron Fox because he's a you know what I'm saying. I think he's a game changer when it comes to things because he can fit in way more systems than. In my opinion, Julius Randle's more like he's good at what he does, like when he's the man. But I gotta see him, like especially like I know the Lakers is a little weird situation when like the Pelicans, he was cool, but it's just I don't see him going in there and being like a absolute standout player. You know, he'd be better off as being a role player, but his numbers are gonna suffer for it. So, and if they suffer, like it's pointless to even have him on the team. Just a contract with an average player, in my opinion. So I don't think it's a good trade. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I just don't see it happening.
Nah.
Unless De'Aaron Fox is forcing his way out, and that's the best they can do. That's the only way I can see it happening. But let's talk about your Lakers.
Yeah, I don't want to.
We're done with trade talk.
I'm not talking about that.
This is one of the few times that I think I actually might be able to pit you guys against each other as fans here. So LeBron James, Joe's boy, Devion is a true Lakers fan. LeBron's out here congratulating the Clippers for hitting a game winner against the Lakers. So what the fuck are we doing, LeBron? Joe, I'll give you a chance to defend.
Hey man,
LeBron here, but what's going on?
Hey, sometimes you gotta pat your little brother on the back. Hey, you just gotta.
Here he go.
Just gotta pat your little brother on the back sometimes, man. You know, let him know, hey, I'm still the big dog, but I'm proud of you. It's okay. You did a little something, but at the end of the day, big dog's still here. That's all that was, man. We ain't gotta talk about the Lakers. They not worth talking about.
I'll agree with that. They definitely aren't worth talking about. Devion?
Well, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Like, I'm not congratulating nobody for beating me. Especially not them. You know what I'm saying? Especially not the Clippers. Like,
No.
You don't congratulate them of all teams. No. But, bro, like, you're a LeBron fan, bro. This is shit what I be talking about with LeBron when you can't always be the nice guy, bro. Like, it's okay to be the villain. You know, you feel me? Like, talk shit right here. Like, fuck them. Don't congratulate them. Like, what is the point of doing this? Like what's the point? Like, how do you win in this situation? Yeah, that's what this seems like, a participation trophy type of ordeal. Like, you don't win here. Like, that was just dumb. Like, LeBron that guy, but that was stupid. I'm not congratulating this, especially not the Clippers. Like, as a Los Angeles Lakers, you do not congratulate the Clippers ever. Maybe if they win the
LeBron
finals,
was playing mind games
because they suck.
His teammates to step up.
He ain't playing on mind games, bro. Come on, that's you talking as a fan, bro. He ain't playing. You can congratulate the little brother if they win it all because that might be the only one they ever win in franchise history. But besides that, no. Like, come on, bro. Like, we already suck too, bro. That's what I'm saying. We already sucking, and then he do this, like, and then he does this, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, that's man. Yeah, bro. Good job, Mr. October. Good job, Mr. October. Great shot. You beat us. We suck already, but thanks for beating us and making us feel even better. So I'll congratulate you. What the fuck are you doing? This ain't sportsmanship either. That ain't good sportsmanship. Not trying to hear it. Like, that was some bum. Like, well, I'm done, bro. Bum.
Oh god!
Hey,
This
Kobe
is so
would never
funny.
do that.
Yo.
I was waiting. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
Kobe would
Kobe
never.
would never do that
Yeah.
shit. Come on, bro.
No
Like,
way Kobe wouldn't do that.
oh, bro, that just makes me so mad. We already trash, and then you whatever.
You know what this tells me? LeBron, I think,
We are
is closer to retirement than we all might want to be willing to admit. Because I'll give you an example. It's either that or he just like literally does not even respect the Clippers in the slightest. Could be both.
Whatever.
Because I'll tell you one team he would never say that about. Could you imagine when Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen were the Celtics? You think he ever would have congratulated them for hitting the game winner against his team?
Oh yeah, not
No.
happening.
Not even fucking close.
No.
So it's just it's a weird thing to hear because that's the Lakers' biggest problem. And I get it. He's not like a Laker, you know. Like he's like one of those superstars that just goes there at the end of his career to kind of, you know, try and get another championship or two. And you know, he's not like Kobe was a Laker. Magic Johnson was a Laker. They would never congratulate little brother in the basement.
Hey, bro.
And
first of all,
LeBron would have never done that. Like he would have never done that.
The Lakers bum asses for rescinding Jerry West's lifetime season tickets. They bum as hell for that. That's why they sucking this year.
Ooh.
How you gonna text Jerry West's wife and say y'all ain't got tickets no more? You couldn't even call the man. This is exactly what they get for that, bro. The logo can't go to a basketball game no more. Come on, man.
Look at it without organization, though. Like, come on. Look at the organizations he's touched. Look at what he's done, and you can't give him. Jerry, bro, come back from the dead for like 2 years or something, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't been assistant. Big But's been gone. Like, yeah, he gone. Well, I agree, bro. He might be retired in like a year or two, like probably 2 years. Like LeBron gone. One more team. If he ain't gonna be with the Lakers
with his son.
after this,
playing with his son.
Man,
all right, his son got to be good enough to get to the NBA after a one and done year. All right, we ain't seeing that from Bronny yet.
He ain't that good. I'm sorry, he ain't that good. And
all right, last night we did get the All-Star reserves though. So let's talk. We talked about the starters last time. Let's talk about the reserves here. So I'll start in the West. The West reserves are Devin Booker, Luka, Rudy Gobert, Draymond Green, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, and Karl Anthony Towns. So that goes with the Ja Morant,
I'm okay
Steph
with that.
Curry, Wiggins.
cool.
I'm blanking on the other bigs.
Trying to see who we missing.
Help me out here, guys. I'm blanking on the bigs.
Yeah. I knew one of us would freeze. Yeah, there we go. I was like, I knew.
Always had on.
All right, and the last two are LeBron and Jokic. So we got the full rosters out now. So what do we think? Do we have any snubs in the West? Do we feel like anyone got specifically left out, or are we overall feeling pretty good about the West roster? Joe, you can start.
I don't think Rudy Gobert should be there, to be honest. I know he's the best player on the Utah Jazz this year, and they up there in the West. But if you look at it, they should have played way better. There was teams that were ravaged with COVID, and they still didn't win that many games. I know you didn't have Donovan Mitchell for some of those, when you didn't have Rudy Gobert either for some of those games. But still, at the end of the day, you were the team less impacted by COVID. Y'all should have won more, and y'all couldn't win more. Y'all should be a better team, and y'all just not that good. So I don't think they deserve to have any players in the All-Star game this year.
Okay. Who would you got anyone to replace him? Forward?
Oh, man, yeah, that's what I got to look at, though. I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure who I would replace him with, like, off the top of my head. That's what I was trying to look at right now.
Jared Allen's in the East, bro.
He fucking, that's the Cleveland. I'm tripping. I just hate this
Man,
dude. My
yeah, because
bad. I
it's
was trying to
tough,
throw
man. Because
somebody
I
out
mean,
there.
it would obviously be Anthony Davis if he was healthy,
Yes,
but
it's
it's
like a
hard
lot
though,
of
man.
people, like with all the injuries, with like
It's the hard
Anthony
part.
Davis, Paul George, Kawhi. Like, there's a lot of guys that would take that just
You got to
didn't.
put him in there.
But
Yeah,
Devion, what'd you think? You think any snubs there for you?
Nah, I'm pretty. Oh, yeah. Let me see. I'm pretty okay with that list. I would have liked to see. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would have liked to see Murray in it, but
Yeah,
they ain't.
DeJounte
They're not
Murray. Yeah,
good. So I would have loved to see him in there. Like Rudy Gobert, I do agree with Joe. Like he's in it again. Some fugazi stuff. Because if Anthony Davis would have been healthier this season, no Rudy. Maybe no Rudy. But
yeah.
besides that, that's pretty spot on, bro. Like based on what these teams have been doing, I'm cool with that. Honestly,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Like, there's nothing that jumps off to me as like, oh my god, I can't believe this. I would have liked to see Anthony Edwards or DeJounte Murray in there.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, who are they going to replace? Like not Chris Paul. Like maybe Donovan Mitchell. Like I don't know that Donovan deserves it this
I
year
don't think he should be in that
with how
this
many
year.
games he's missed.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Like I'm not mad that Donovan's in there. Like I think he's kind of earned the reputation and the status to be able to get that nod. But okay, so let's go to the East then. This is how we're gonna kind of wrap up before we choose love or violence. So the East reserves are Jimmy Butler, Darius Garland, James Harden, Zach LaVine, Chris Middleton, Jason Tatum, and Fred VanVleet. Shout out to Fred, undrafted all the way to All-Star, his first All-Star game, so that's a cool story. But what do you guys think here? Joe, you got any major snubs for the East?
Facts. Take James Harden.
These obviously go with the starters of. Okay, I like it.
Take James Harden out and put LaMelo Ball in there. That's crazy. It needs to be LaMelo Ball or Miles Bridges. One of them need to be in there because the Charlotte Hornets, they may not be winning as many games as they should be, but they playing well. Just for the start, for something, one of them deserve to be in, and they playing well.
I mean, Miles Bridges can play. He can compete in the dunk contest.
But. Yeah, that's fair. But I think LaMelo Ball was a snub. He definitely deserved to be on there. And then I'm about to say, come on, man. I know he played well when he played, but Jimmy Butler shouldn't have been on there. The man done missed over 20 games.
Oh God!
He only done played 34 games. He ain't played enough games, man, to be an all-star. Come on, bro. He done missed too many games. You just said.
I mean, I think it's a fair comment. I'm a Heat fan, but I think it's a fair comment because Anthony Davis played 32 games.
Yeah,
and so AD gets left off most likely because of games.
He played 34. Yeah.
So no, I think that's a fair comment.
That's fair.
I love Jimmy, and honestly, I don't think Jimmy wants to play. So I think he'd be cool with too. He real with you.
It's in Cleveland. Who cares?
Yeah. I ain't gonna say Miles Bridges, my brother. I think Miles Bridges he's been doing decent the last couple of years, but LaMelo is really making him shine. I think LaMelo should be in there. Yeah.
Over. I guess you're saying Jimmy didn't play enough games, so you want to replace Jimmy with LaMelo?
Yeah, because like low key, honestly, bro, like being real, I'd rather him replace Harden and Jimmy. Like even the little games that like Jimmy might not have played that many games, but his impact, his numbers, all that stuff is way more impressive than James Harden. You know what I'm saying? It's way more impressive than James Harden. James Harden's just in there because it's James Harden, and they like to see him play. So, but if LaMelo if we do a technicality with Jimmy with the games, but preferably no James Harden. But LaMelo should.
I like that. I trust with it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like saying it. I really don't like saying no James Harden because I like James Harden.
I enjoy it.
I know you.
All right, so I got two snubs. And I think they should replace Jimmy Butler and James Harden. I think I got the same one. LaMelo, I think should be an all-star. I don't care which one you want to replace him with. But I think Tyler Hero should be an all-star.
I knew it.
And
knew
I'm going to
it.
give you some stats to back it up.
This dude. I knew
Tyler
this
Hero
was
will be the
coming.
first. He's going to be, I think, the first player ever to be on a team that has a top 5 record in the NBA and average over 20 points a game to not make the All-Star game. He's going to be the first player, I believe, to ever do that. So, and for poetic reasons, I think he should replace Jimmy Butler because Tyler Hero was the main guy keeping the Miami Heat afloat when Jimmy, Bam, and Lowry were all missing a bunch of games. So I think there's a good comparison there, and just to compare them, like him and LaMelo's numbers aren't really far off. The only thing that LaMelo's really got on, he's got assists and some rebounds on Hero because Hero's obviously a little smaller than LaMelo and is not a point guard. But I mean, Hero is averaging a couple tenths of a point more points per game. They're shooting the same percentage from the field. Hero shoots it better from 3. So I mean, I think there's a good case for Hero. I think the Heat need to have somebody there, and I think it should be Hero instead of Jimmy Butler, just because of the games he had to play, and he had to put up a lot of numbers with not a lot of help around him.
That's a fact.
So that'd be kind of my swaps there. Give the youngins some love there. But whatever. Good for Jimmy to get another All-Star.
That's why
they need to
that's
do
why I
better.
said Miles Bridges,
I don't
just
know
because
what
I didn't want to
is.
say Tyler Hero, bro.
Yeah, hater, bro.
Such a hater.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, they need to make Tyler Hero more of a household name because he
baby goat.
Yeah, he deserves it. Like they just need to make him more of a household name because if he was more of a household name, I do agree with you saying he would be in the All-Star game because he actually does deserve it. I didn't even think about bro like he does because like he been holding y'all down with them injuries. I ain't gonna hold you. Low key, he been no Hero. Y'all looking bad.
Yeah, I mean, in January, the Heat had a stretch where they're playing a lot of really good teams above 500. I think they played 15 games in like December and January against teams above 500, went 10-5, and that's mostly without Jimmy, Bam, and Lowry.
Yeah, bro.
That's Hero. Hero's the best
Robinson
player
ain't
after
doing
those
shit.
guys. He's the one keeping them afloat. He's been starting to shoot better the last like 20 or so games. He had a rough start to the year, but he's kind of losing some minutes too. Like Spo's been playing some of the other guys over him.
Yeah,
Duncan could be somebody to look to be on the move for the Heat before the season's over.
Come playoffs,
they got so many damn players on this team. It gets hard to play them all. And Oladipo's not even back yet.
Oh, I know.
So
I can't wait to see that. I just want to see how that's gonna fit.
I could see them moving Duncan. Honestly, it's a pretty affordable contract for one of the best shooters in the NBA. I could see a team.
Go get him. That's the player the Lakers should try to go get, like for real.
Y'all don't got anybody that we want. Don't worry.
I know that. Let me be a
player, bro.
You don't want Austin Reeves?
You
don't want Austin Reeves, bro?
Nope.
Come on, bro.
We'll take LeBron.
Bro,
LeBron
that's
for Duncan. How about that?
Player, bro.
You're not going to do Westbrook like that. All right. This is how we can end the show, fellas. Choosing love, choosing violence. Joe, I know you were having a hard time making up your mind. You were not feeling very loving or very hateful today. You were in a very zen,
really
very level place. So, what are you thinking here?
Did he freeze out again, or is it me this time? Oh, there you go. He froze on me for a second. Let's keep going. I'm gonna choose. Man, I know what you're gonna pick, so I mean, I don't care. I'm gonna pick it too. I'm gonna choose love. It's kind of hard not to love what
we can
Brian
do a
Flores
joint one.
did.
It's fine. We can share this one.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty great to see what Brian Flores does, man. Because just the pressure. I mean, it's 32 jobs out there. 29 of them are white billionaire owners, and I mean, you can't change their heart. You can't change their mind, but you damn sure can hurt their pocket. So let's go for it. I'm with it 100%. I hope he get everything he can get from it. Brian Flores, stand up.
Yeah, that's the him. Brian Pop.
Devion, how you feeling?
See, look, I wanted to I don't really want it. I just kept it basketball, but I do like a little side one. I love Brooklyn this time because they're thinking about trading Harden. The best news ever. Help that organization try to win. That
You
is
fucking
a
hater.
great thing. I love it. But my true love, if I could have done it for real, like with all sports, with Michael Jordan and Floyd Mayweather with the NASCAR thing, owners got some black owners in NASCAR, baby. That is, I don't care if we good or
Jordan
not.
been
It's
done that.
art. That's
Yeah, Jordan
Oh,
signed
yeah.
Bubba.
yeah. Hey, bro, that's nice. I like
Yeah,
this.
Bubba
I'm
Wallace.
telling you, this is a good look.
So wait, I missed that. Floyd's getting involved now. So is he going with Jordan or is he getting his own?
No, I think
I don't know what you say in
he's
racing.
pairing with Jordan. Because
Okay.
my homie sent it to me earlier. Was it through Instagram with the NASCAR? Hold on, let me see if I pull it up real quick. Let me see. Floyd Mayweather. Let me see. Yep, Floyd Mayweather joins Michael Jordan as a NASCAR team. So
Dope.
it's
Dope.
I don't know if he's gonna be together, but he in there. Two of them. Hey, the money team is penetrating NASCAR, baby. I just like to see it.
Stacking up.
Cause I never
Yes,
thought.
sir.
All right.
Would never like them two people. We never thought that, but
Hey, bro,
Shout
you'd
out.
be surprised how many black people watch
Shout out.
NASCAR
Fuck
down
it.
south. They watch a lot of NASCAR, bro. You'd be surprised.
Oh yeah, that's big time.
Yeah. Black people love cars. I ain't gonna lie. They love. I'm going to NASCAR. I seen this. I'm going right to go and watch that shit. I'm a fan now.
Shout out. All right, so Joe, I'm joining you. We're sending extra love to Brian Flores because he's gonna need some extra love and support during this whole process. Because I mean, honestly, like, people talked about what Kaepernick did, and we've seen how Kaepernick got blackballed, and what Brian Flores is doing, he really Cap at least got to enjoy some success in the NFL for a while. It doesn't make it right that he got blackballed, but like Brian Flores just got started, got screwed, and had, if you wanted it, probably 30 years of coaching in front of him if he wanted it. And he's probably throwing that all away because of how the NFL works. We know how they get down. So I think that's commendable. I mean, that's a huge sacrifice. And you can see, because like we talked about before, like for example, Vance Joseph got brought around to like damn near every goddamn team that had an opening this year, all to fulfill the goddamn. Oh, we had to bring in an extra black person to interview, right? No one was gonna fucking hire no Vance Joseph to be head coach this year. But you see, that's the same story every single year, and you see how people are reluctant to join Brian Flores because they know what that's going to do to their career. It's probably going to torpedo it. So I hope to God it can at least get to the lawsuit phase. Because I have a feeling Brian Flores, honestly, is not going to settle. I don't think he cares if he ends up losing the case. I think he just wants to get it to the discovery phase and open Pandora's box for the world to see.
That's all you need.
This is how these motherfuckers act. So he does that. That's still a win, even if he doesn't get the money from it. I would assume the lawyers that he has are going to do this pro bono. I wouldn't imagine they're trying to charge him for this. Getting the recognition for fighting this fight is probably their payday. So shout out to Flores for fighting the good fight, even when it's inconvenient.
If he wants to know how to survive a strong fight, he needs to talk to Kyrie.
Don't bring no goddamn Kyrie into this fucking conversation right now. Yeah, we're ending it on that before you even spout some more bullshit about trying to bring this anti-vax dumbass into fucking Brian Flores' face here.
Hey.
3 and a possible. We out.